Welcome back, Boozeheads, to another edition of Guy Party. We're doing a remote pod, so bear with us, but this is beautiful, Brad.
Michael Benjamin.
You there, Chester?
Yeah, sorry, is this Chester? We're off to a great start.
Yeah, man, we're getting right into it tonight. So, Boozeheads, we're doing a remote pod because I've been drinking. Chester's in recovery, and, well, Michael's Michael. But I'm glad you guys are all tuning back in for, another wonderful edition of Guy Party. But how have you guys been this past week?
Yeah, it's been alright, man. How are you?
Just grinding, doing my thing. How have you been? Last we all heard, you just got out of the hospital, and, things were going alright for the most part, right? I mean, how are you holding up?
You talking to me?
Yeah. All right, so here, this is what we're.
Michael.
All right.
I was like, oh, dude, was Michael in the hospital too?
No. All right, Boozeheads, since we're doing a remote pod, I'm just gonna singly address each one for they know when to talk, because we were trying to do it like one person on one phone, the other on the other, but they got like a merged call, so it's a little rough right now. So yeah, Chester, how have you been?
Alright, actually since we talked last, I ended up back in the hospital for a few more days.
Do you want to go into that a little bit? I mean, like, you're all right now, right?
It wasn't anything, yeah, I'm fine. It wasn't anything crazy, like, I was still having some chest pain, so I went back in on Sunday night, and they kept me for a couple of days, and said it was inflammation from everything else that had been going on, and gave me an anti-inflammatory and discharged me, but my fucking third time in the hospital. All the nurses already know me and shit. So that's fucking fun when I'm 36 years old.
Yeah, I mean, too bad you're not single, right?
You're right. It's always what I hear too. Like when they want to talk to me about the medical stuff. Like, wow, you've been through a lot and you're 36. I'm like, yeah, but if you knew the stuff that I did.
So basically,
you can hear it all on Guy Party. Right?
Guy Party gets old. We can't do what we used to.
We're in fucking walkers, trying to fucking knock each other into fucking porta potties and shit.
Eating garbage.
I that show Man vs. Food, where the guy would go around doing those food challenges, and eventually he had to stop doing it because he was getting physically ill. It was just because he was just putting so much food in him that that it was just making him sick. And that's what Guy Party is doing to me.
Chester's about ready to retire from the Guy Party. He can't handle it anymore. His heart said no more. It's time to settle down, Chester.
Come on. Right? You wouldn't want to go any other way, right? Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, you need to live to 50. Or 40.
I'm sure you'll be fine, Chester. I'm sure you'll make it to you'll make it in your 70s. I think we talked on prior pods. Who wants somebody wiping their own ass anyway? I mean, I know I'm not making it that long. Michael, unless there's some fucking scientific research that's done on his body that trash makes you live longer, he'll be out too.
I'll have the robot taking care of me, buddy. So.
Oh yeah, you're getting a robot dick, aren't you?
I'm getting a robot everything. I have a question though, Chester. Better than anything, or more important, than anything, did you see God? No, I did not see God, but I did see Baloney Man. That's the only answer that was acceptable.
Hell yeah, Baloney Man.
All I saw was a pink circle and that fucking smiling face. And that's when you knew you had to come back to us. Mm-hmm. Baloney Man said, "It's not your time, Chester. You must party more."
Yes, you must party more. Go take trips to the beach. Spread your seed.
That's right. Go defeat Salami, the woman. No, I need to go to the Kroger Deli and trash some salami.
So I recently posted the latest pod where you're telling all your happenings on Instagram. I usually write up a synopsis for the pod, And it was Guy Party recently almost lost their 2020 presidential nominee in a freak accident involving water balloons, pony shows, and jazzercise. And this other podcast group said, man, I didn't realize jazzercise could kill people. I guess we're going to start taking it easy.
We're out in the world.
Yeah, fuck. But everything's good now, right? I mean, no more hospital trips.
Thanks for fucking trying to get in shape.
Hell yeah. I didn't even know.
Bologna man telling me to fucking eat as much as I want and drink as much as I want.
Yeah, you gotta not listen to Baloney Man, you know? Fucking get rid of him. Eventually, we're gonna have to rebrand to Guy Party Got Old, and then we're gonna have to, like, talk about hiking and shit.
Right on. I'm pretty sure if you're following like Kevin Smith's footsteps, didn't he switch to just like smoking like a bunch of weed?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he went vegan and shit.
I could hang with that. I don't know if I could go vegan, man. That'd be fucking tough.
Yeah. They did a bunch of research on, like, vegan, not vegan, and really, like, health benefit wise, I don't think there's much difference. Like, you lose, like, a lot of muscle mass by going vegan, even though, like, some vegan plants, I guess, have protein in it, but it's nothing like getting actual protein from meat.
You're right, but at the same time, not everyone needs that type of muscle mass or the specific type of essential amino acids that you're referring to that you get from meat. But it is true, though. You can't get the exact same essential amino acids from, like, just a straight vegan diet that you get from eating meat and consuming, like, bone marrow and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I've heard of athletes trying to do it, and they did, and they're, like, statistics are, like, against them. Like, they get injured more. They're more injury prone when they go vegan. I'm not a scientist. I don't know all the backings about it, but, you know, I guess at the same time, if you're not eating a bunch of beef, you're not having a bunch of rainforests cut down for fucking beef production, so I don't know. I guess it's to each their own. I really like how your body fucking adapts to, you know, certain things.
Well, since you brought up the whole rainforest thing, I'm glad you brought it up, because I don't know if we had talked about this before or not on here, but there's already people in development of making meat out of just skin cells off of the cattle and shit like that, without harming them at all, and without having to, you know, destruct any more land that we, you know, are doing right now.
Like creating meat in a lab?
Yeah, and it tastes the same. You get the exact same nutrients and everything, and there's no downside at all. I kept on waiting for there to be a downside, but there's not.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
What's it pay, $25 for a cheeseburger?
Yeah, really, what's the cost? You got a price point on that, Michael Benjamin?
I don't know what the price point is. All I know is that they've been developing it in universities out west and stuff like that, and that they definitely see a lot of promise in it.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like the GMOs, you know, like growing fucking crops from scarce water supplies and shit, just making a more abundant plant on less resources.
But you know how hard it is sometimes to talk to people who don't understand science about the GMOs and stuff, and that all the GMOs are bad when they don't understand that a hybrid corn fucking corn on the cob or whatever, fucking that's a GMO technically too, you knapsack.
Oh, exactly. It's just like when you're trying to tell people blackface isn't bad.
Oh my god. Blackface can be racist if you're doing it in an inappropriate way, but you can also, if you're trying to dress up like Frederick Douglass or something like that and trying to show him respect, why would that be, that would be racist. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. Before
you get too woke, blackface is not okay, but I'm gonna keep busting your balls, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just get tired of people get so, with the whole science of the vegan versus the meat eaters and stuff, like, they can't find a common ground to be like, okay, we can do both, or we can do a minimal of both, or something like that, or a mixture of both, instead of having to be, have to be this way, have to be that way. The same thing with the politics. You gotta be this way, you gotta be that way.
Yeah. So Chester, since everything that happened, and with Guy Party getting old, have you decided on any, like, huge changes like Kevin Smith did? Like, are you gonna go vegan? Are you gonna, like, what are you gonna do?
You would think, considering that, you know, I'm gonna face death, but I don't know. I've just been, like, drinking beers and eating Little Debbie's.
You're just too young for this shit to happen, man. This isn't supposed to happen until we're like 50, you know, and then be like, God damn it, I can't do this no more. Not when we're like in our 30s.
Dude, I thought for sure that I was gonna have it happen to me like a good 6 years ago when I was constantly scarfing down cheeseburgers, not just cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers, like every day. It wasn't just like one or two. It was a lot, and I'm surprised I don't have any kind of high blood pressure or any kind of heart problems. My fucking lifestyle I've lived.
The one thing I will tell you that I have stayed away from are, like, energy drinks. Because I was, like, all up in that shit before
Definitely.
my heart issue. Like, I was, like taking, like, 1 to 2 5-hour energies a day, drinking Red Bulls, and just all kinds of crazy shit.
You were smashing that shit, like, to just get you hyped to work out, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every time I'd go on the treadmill, I'd down a 5-hour energy right beforehand.
Yeah.
And just go nuts on the treadmill. But I haven't messed with that. I mean, I probably, like, even my nurse said, you should probably cut down on the drinking. And I think they even had me on, like, a special watch, just in case, like, I started to go through withdrawal.
Oh, really?
Like from booze. I guess, like, I give them, like, the impression that I'm, like, just some raging alcoholic. Because, like, they ask the questions, you know, like, do you drink? And I'm like, yeah. And, like, how often, like, do you drink, like, every, you know, like, maybe every weekend, every month, every day? And I'm like, daily. and and then it was like 3 or 4 drinks a day. Like, and so, but, I mean, yeah, I might have, like, 3 or 4 beers a day. And I guess that's not good when you're drinking on the daily. So I guess that's one thing that I'm trying to cut down on is maybe just drinking like once or twice a week.
And, you know, just like take those 4 beers you drank a night and just put them on one night, you know, or 2 nights.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was funny that they had me on this like kind of like oh, you gotta watch them just in case you start going through withdrawal. Damn, I didn't think I was there.
Did you have any withdrawal symptoms or anything?
You know, I've been having, like, these crazy night sweats where, like, I'll wake up freezing but drenched in sweat. Like, and it's always when I sleep. I don't think that's withdrawal. I think that's related to my new, like, a new medicine they gave me.
Yeah.
And that's causing that.
So, like, me being, like, I get in a routine and it's hard for me to, like, not smoke cigarettes or drink beers on certain days. Like, so... Is it hard for you at all? Like, just like, because, you know, we're all habitual creatures, like, to not do it certain days or in certain situations?
You know, the hardest thing for me is just not being active. It's just like, I'm told to rest, and I don't know, I especially in these last couple of years, I've gotten to a point where I don't really sit down and watch a lot of TV. Like, I'm usually up around, like, trying to get some chores done, and if I'm not doing any chores and I'm getting on the treadmill or I'm going to the park and trying to walk and, you know, just going hiking and doing all these outdoor things that I like to do, and it's just not doing those kinds of things that it's really hard.
So have you always been like that, or has that just been like a recent like habit you developed?
I think really that's like, especially like getting out in nature and stuff like that is something that came to me more in my 30s.
I get that. I love getting out in nature.
Yeah, I think in my 20s I was more like, you know, all about the couch life, you know, just sitting there watching, like binge watching TV and whatnot. But yeah, no, more now I'm less about that life and more about getting outside. Sometimes I'll still just go out on my deck and just sit outside and, you know, listen to some music or something like that, just so I'm like out in the fresh air. Like I don't know, I just feel like claustrophobic or something when I sit in the house too long.
Oh, yeah, I get that 100%. What do you think, Michael?
I didn't realize you were that much, or that active, Chester. I mean, that's great. And that's why I was really surprised when all this happened, that, you know, I thought that you were somewhat active or enough, like, in shape enough to where this wouldn't have happened.
When's the last time you seen him? He lost, like, 75 fucking pounds.
Didn't we get together in May or something, or what was it, April or May?
Oh, yeah, well, actually...
Yeah, you came over to my house.
Yeah. It was the week before the 4th of July.
Yeah, right. And I thought, he looked good. I mean, he may have been a little tired from just getting off of a bender, but he looked good.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten a little too skinny, but who am I to say? I'm still fat as fuck, so.
I think, if anything, I didn't really think the alcohol was going to be, I know alcohol is obviously bad for the heart, but I didn't think that you were consuming too much alcohol. If anything, I thought that would have been, like you said, the drinks. Yeah, I didn't realize you were consuming those as bad as you were. Those are probably what set it off.
Yeah, I got hooked on those in a bad way, but I will say that that's one thing I've been able to stay away from this whole time since I've been released from the hospital. The alcohol, I like to drink, but I've also been trying to stay away from whiskey. I got into that a little bit hard too. Been drinking whiskey a couple nights a week. That can get a little rough.
I would have said, the energy drinks for sure, because, I remember we would go on trips, so I would get you day and night, and we would go out and bender, and then you'd wake up and smash 5-hour energy drinks just to get going again.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it's like, fuck, dude.
I would definitely, if anything, if I was you, not going to do, but, I've just learned a lot that this helps more than anything, just definitely steering clear of all the processed foods that have way too much salt and shit like that in them, and even the sugar too. I would switch your salt content to just the Himalayan pink sea salt or whatever.
Last I checked, Michael, aren't you for hire for a personal chef?
Personal chef?
Yeah, you could come over and just cook his meals for him.
I could do that, yeah. Not only if you eat them all. He doesn't eat even a little tiniest bit that I get to whip him.
Garbage prep,
Is there any benefits to medical or to anal douching?
Oh yeah, back when I actually was a vegan 10 years ago or whatever, I was all into learning all that shit they were doing out in California when they were doing coffee enemas and shit like that. Which I've never done that before, or had an enema, or colonoscopy, or colon cleanser, or whatever you want to call it.
You've just had a cuddly.
Fucking feels great afterwards.
After you have a coffee enema, when you fart, does it smell like Starbucks?
You would hope so.
What does it smell
like?
All right. You get a little bit of extra caramel on your nose when you're eating the grill out.
Speaking of getting healthy and all, and the beers and the beers being drank, do you guys have a preference over IPAs or your typical American lagers? I love just sitting down and having an American fucking lager, but at the same time, over the years, I developed such a huge fucking tolerance, I guess, yeah, and so, I can smash a case of beer, and I always fought the good fight of, drinking IPAs and all that fucking fruity shit, but now recently, I get so bloated before I can even get drunk, so I switched to the IPAs, even though I made fun of all the IPA drinkers, but man, it just does the trick so much quicker and so much more efficiently.
Really?
So I drank a 12-pack tonight, 6 of Rheingei's Truth, and a 6-pack of Miller Lite, and I'm feeling like I almost drank an 18-pack, and then that's 6 less beers in my gut. Do you guys agree or no, or?
For me, it's always been the IPAs. I'll drink that more when I'm not wanting to necessarily get drunk, but I'm really wanting to taste my beer. When I want it to taste good.
Yeah.
When I'm just wanting to get fucking shit faced, then. Yeah, it's just because I drink really fast too. When I have that mindset, I'm getting fucked up tonight, I'll drink, 15, 16 beers or whatever. And so, yeah, it's better for me to drink Miller Lights in that case than just pounding IPAs. Because for me, when I just pound and pound and pound IPAs, that just leaves me with a ridiculous hangover, a killer headache, fucking just worst hangover.
So work's gonna suck tomorrow, huh?
I don't know.
It's just me. I don't know. It's IPAs, especially on draft. I don't know what it is about draft beers that give you more of a hangover headache than canned beers, but especially on draft, man, that shit kills me.
See, so many people say that about draft, but I've never actually experienced that myself. But
me too. I'm opposite. Draft is my favorite because of I don't really get, ever a hangover.
But honestly, with you saying that, Michael, you're probably one of the few people that agree with me on that. Because, like, everyone else is like, yeah, dude, draft gives me terrible hangovers.
I mean, I thought that I was surprised when I heard Chester say it before. Like, I didn't think a lot of people got. But then again, I guess I've also heard people try to use the excuse saying it's all the CO2 in there, that they're not used to it or something. And I'm like, oh, I guess.
I don't know, it's just my own personal observation that when I drink draft, especially with IPAs, it tends to give me more of a hangover.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all affects everyone differently, but honestly, like, Michael's the only one I heard agree with me that, drafts don't do that. Like, so with that being said, 9 times out of 10, motherfuckers say, yeah, drafts kick their fucking assholes, and, like, yeah, dude, we don't do draft, but it's just, I've never felt that effect. I guess that's when the keg party died.
Well, I hate to say this, but, I mean, I don't know how much I believe it, but, it could be a little bit somewhat right, that in recent years I've experienced, like, where I would sneeze a lot after drinking, like, pretty quickly, like 3 or 4 beers, but it wasn't like it was any kind of special beer or anything like that. And I even tried to ask a friend about it who's, like, a brewer and all this stuff, and he was like, maybe it's the hops and stuff you're allergic to or something, or you're getting an allergic reaction from. And I'm like, dude, but it wasn't any like, really super hoppy IPA or anything like that. It was fucking hams, And I'm like, I don't see, and I love hams because I don't ever I get drunk. I can get pretty good buzz and drunk off of them and feeling great and never feeling bad. I've never had a bad experience off of hams. But then, because I swear, the last time I drank Bush, I did a little experiment where I just drank Bush. Then I just drank hams like the next day or whatever next time. And I felt like shit after just having a few Bushes compared to having a few hams. And I'm like, what the hell? It wasn't even like a really achy, bad feeling. It was just like, I don't know, like a small little headache, like telling you, hey, I don't know what you drank last night, but you need to switch back to the hams.
I mean, it goes back to, like, fucking tap drinks and beer, bottle drinks. Fucking, if it affects everyone differently. Like, had a dude that had to give up the 4 Locos. Well, everyone knows Whack Attack, Whack Hammerson. He had to give up 4 Locos because, that was giving him mighty hangovers. But he still gets drunk every night. But it's off Bud Light, so he's fine.
Excuse my ignorance, but what are hams?
Oh, dude, it's like...
No ham either.
It's cheap Indiana beer.
Dude, it's actually from, like, Wisconsin or some shit.
The only time I've ever drank it was in Indiana.
It's actually only sold in a couple places here in Indiana, too. But it's like the cheapest beer I've ever seen. It's cheaper than pizza. Like, it tastes great, though, dude. I'm telling you, it tastes great.
Yes, it's not that bad.
Right on.
I would not be drinking it if it didn't have at least some good... I like it better than Bud Light, to be honest with you.
Yeah, honestly, I've seen Michael have way worse hangovers and, like, pukey mornings than anyone I've fucking ever seen. Every time, like, that dude has more than 6 beers, he's fucking sitting in the bathroom the next morning, so...
It's not that. I'm telling you, it's the fucking shot that I fucking had that I'm like, oh, give me all the shot. And I'm like, why did I do that? I don't know how many times I fucking filled up fucking Chester's tub back in the day.
Oh, Jesus, I mean, yeah.
I don't ever take shots. I don't ever do that. I don't know the last time I even tried to take a shot. I don't like them.
I think it's whiskey, though, more than anything, and vodka, because usually tequila doesn't do it to me. Tequila will fuck me up, but it won't give me, like, a horrible next day feel.
Chester, what's your hard drink of choice? You don't do tequila or vodka, right?
It's been whiskey recently. I mean...
But what whiskey drink is your Blacktooth Grin, like your sweet candy? Is it like a particular whiskey, or...?
No, I mean, I was dabbling in, like, the cheaper end. Like, not like the super cheap end, but, like the $20 to $30 a bottle end.
Maker's Mark, Wild Turkey, Crown.
Yeah, like, I prefer more, like, stuff like that's made in Kentucky, like Old Barnstown, Old Forester, Larceny, Bullet, like some of those. Like, those are all, like, shit that's made in Kentucky.
I feel like the Irish whiskey has a little bit of a smoother taste, though, in my opinion.
Did you ever do one of those whiskey tours?
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah, but I don't know. I need to stay away from that because there was a point where I was drinking like half a bottle in a night, and it's not good.
You need to do a detox. Have Michael come over and cook you a nice trash dinner.
Right.
Cleanse your colon. Yeah, cleanse it all.
Don't worry, I won't feed you any fish.
I would appreciate that.
I'll bring you some buffalo, some nice bison. I'll give you some good rabbit. Don't worry where I got the bison. It's safe. Don't worry.
I would say, was that like a Chinese restaurant packaged bison where it's really like street cat or fucking rodent? Some guinea pigs from the fucking local PetSmart?
Whatever you can get, whatever roadkill you can get near here is fine.
Yeah. This is a fine bison, Chester.
Off the fucking pavement.
He comes in and his pockets are full. He doesn't even have like it all in Tupperware. It's just all in his pockets. He's like, "You got a skillet?" And he just starts throwing it in the fucking skillet.
I'm blaming
Like hairs on it and shit.
That's what the cargo pants are for, man.
Hell yeah.
Remember when cargo pants were really cool, and now they're not for some reason? Because in the adult world, we don't need to carry all kinds of shit in our pants like we did when we were kids going to school.
Yeah, I still wear cargo shorts.
So do I, dude.
Yeah, those are still cool, but pants, cargo pants, apparently those are bad fashion, so Paul.
Well, who gives a fuck? Cargo shorts and pants. You carry your cigarettes, your cell phone, your fucking bag of weed, your acid. You can also put a beer in it. You're ready to party.
Apparently some fucking dead, like some uncooked meat.
Yeah, and uncooked meat. So, guys, I brought up IPAs over fucking regular beers. One last question. If you're having a meal, because I did it earlier, I had a bologna sandwich with cheese and mustard, but I was like, do I drink a Truth or do I drink a Miller Lite? And I drank the Miller Lite, and Miller Lite complemented the bologna sandwich very well. What would your guys' go-to drinks be in that situation?
I mean, for bologna, you gotta go with Miller Lite. I mean, the truth is if you're eating something, like, better. Like, I don't know, like Burger King or something.
Burger King!
I think we didn't say like a steak or something.
Hell yeah.
If you got yourself 4 or 5 cheese coaties laid out, then go with the Truth.
Yes, we're gonna take Chester's word on it. How to compliment
the IPAs real quick. I feel like I'm not as much as into the IPAs now because back when they were first starting to come up, whatever 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, like I was trying to get into them and I liked them back then, but now I don't really like them at all. So I feel like most of them have too much hops. The only one I've found so far that I really enjoy, but it's really fucking expensive, is the Zombie Dust, because they do a really great job of balancing out I know it's super hoppy still. For some reason, it's not as bad as some of the others. And if you have it really cold, it's so delicious.
Yeah, Zombie Dust is pretty good, dude. I like Zombie Dust.
I'm all about the Rhinegeist Tree and also the Mad Tree Psychopathy. I think those two are standouts for me when it comes to IPAs.
Dude, yeah, I love the Truth, man. Like, I think that's kind of like my go-to now.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear that.
I never thought I'd say it, dude.
I'm not that big of a fan of it. I mean, it's I'll drink it. I don't want to have more than like 3 of them.
I mean, they get you fucking loaded. I love them. And the taste is growing on me. I was never a big hops guy, but fuck, man.
Yeah, it took me a while to really get into IPAs too. Like a long while. But I dig them now. Like I love it.
I don't really get heartburn, really. But I feel like sometimes that wants to give me heartburn when I drink too much hoppy beers. So it turns me off even more from it. But I'd give them a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own.
Speaking of IPAs to American lagers, what do you guys think with gummies? Marijuana gummies compared to regular buds. I'm just going to throw out here, my experience with gummies is if I take more than one, I cannot fucking get out of my bed and I will sleep for 16 hours. And I'm pretty sure we've all done the gummies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, but only once really, and it didn't really affect me like I thought it would. I thought I ate a good portion because our common friend gave me some on that camping trip, and I didn't really it wasn't really something I was feeling. I don't know, maybe I need to do more because I usually already smoking up.
I think I know what you're talking about, Michael, and I think those gummies were kind of a lower dosage.
Were they?
If you took 2 of those, then you'd probably be flying pretty high.
Was that at Cuddly's or?
No, that was in the camping trip.
It was Puffy Hills.
Oh, really?
Hill.
See, I've got that guy's gummies, and man, I don't take one. Like, I took one, I was chilling, I'm like, well, this kind of sucks, so I took 2 more, so I had 3 altogether. And then the next thing I know, the next morning I can't stand up. I'm like, God damn it. And like, I slept too. And I'm like, why can't I move? And literally I slept for like 17 hours.
So how long does it take to affect you guys usually?
It'll take a minute to kick in, but like, and I don't remember exactly what the unit of measurement is, but I just know that on like the gummies, like each one was like 20, and
Yeah.
like the cookies, one whole cookie was 50, and he would even say like probably wouldn't eat half that cookie. So like I think the recommended dosage is like the 20 to 30 range, like anything above 30, and you're just going crazy. And like, maybe you should be more like experienced with it. I don't know, but if you took 3 of those gummies and you're talking about 60, whatever the measurement of the unit of measurement is, but that sounds probably like a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like 20 milligrams per gummy.
Okay.
Fucking dude, they put me out. I can't even function.
I just know that when I would do it, like, I don't know, I'd be just watching TV and flying high. I would be ridiculously chill, like I'd have that feeling where I'm like melting into the couch. I don't know, I always done that. That was, just even thinking about it makes me want to like go find some.
Go find gummies naturally out in the woods.
We've got somebody that's got some. You just hit me up. We'll make it happen.
Right on.
And hopefully it'll all be legal soon so we can just... Well, granted, you guys are in different parts of the tri-state area. Actually, dude, every member of Guy Party, we cover the tri-state area. We got one Indiana, one Kentucky, and one Ohio.
Yeah, everybody's in a different state.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Guy Party's the tri-state podcast. Hopefully it'll be legal here soon, and you guys can just drive over to Ohio and fucking buy the shit.
That'd be dope. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's legal medically there, but you gotta live there to be able to do that.
It'll all be legal soon. I mean, shit, those other states it's just, they're cash cow. There's, I don't see why everyone's not following suit, all the money that could be made.
Yeah, you got Illinois and Michigan, the closest ones to us, that are the most recent ones that have had it, like, completely legalized.
Yeah, I mean...
And they've even proven that it's shown a decrease in, like, child drug activity or whatever.
Child activity?
The whole fear is that they were thinking the kids would be wanting to do it all, and because they already do, regularly smoking it and stuff like that, that they would be like, all the gummies are gonna want them to do it more and stuff like that. And it's shown with all the regulation and the legalization that it's hindered them from being able to do it and not showed an increase to it at all.
Yeah.
And if anything, should have.
I'd love to go get a cheese county that was laced in marijuana.
That would be some cheese. You could do that with the cheese too. You could easily fucking just
a marijuana hot dog. 6 inches of pure fucking THC.
Well, that just gave me an idea. How about like marijuana laced bologna?
Hell yeah. Guy Party, market that shit. It comes in a yellow and pink package.
Hell yeah.
Sell by like the poundage.
You can go on Shark Tank, like advertising like our bologna that has a face in it that gets you high.
Yeah. Take it on camping trips. Fucking use it at family get-togethers. Hell yeah, man. We could totally mass market marijuana flavored bologna.
I'm definitely ready for summer to get over with and for the fall to come. But I do have something I wanted to mention now. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Recently, I think it was last year actually, or maybe a year before that, Canada legalized euthanasia. And most recently, the state of Hawaii just legalized euthanasia. And they have like a company or I don't remember the name of the company, but it was some company that was like advertising their suicide pod and everything. It was pretty fucking crazy because I was literally just talking about this like 2 days ago with a friend of mine about trying to take advantage of it and start a company where you go to Canada or somewhere where they have legalized euthanasia and like basically help people, die in a happy way. But it's restricted to only terminal ill people, which is bullshit. They should allow us to all want to die if we want to die. I mean, that's kind of fucking forced labor if I've ever heard of it. Making you live. What is that bullshit?
What, like putting old people in cotton fields?
No, I'm saying that you have to have a terminal illness in order to go get the services from this company and go get their suicide pod.
Oh, a suicide pod.
Like it's literally like a pod that's shaped for someone to be like a human body to be able to get in there. And they were explaining like this: you can pick a TV show or a movie or some music or whatever you want to watch while you're slowly being gassed. Basically, it's tasteless, odorless, and you don't know what's actually happening. And then it basically makes you fall asleep within like 10 or 15 minutes, and then you never wake up. And then they dispose of your body how you wanted it to be disposed of.
Like they throw me in the garbage?
I mean, if that's what you want, then yeah.
Fuck yeah. How much does it cost?
They didn't say exactly yet, but since they just passed it all, but they've already got it. And on what I was reading, I would have had to go to a different website to look, and I wasn't that serious about it since I'm not allowed to do it. But yeah.
Why are you allowed to do it?
No, I'm not allowed. You have to have a terminal illness in order to do it. And that's why
you can't just do it?
Not just anybody can do it, but hopefully here soon, within the next few years, they'll make it to where,
Just rid yourself of society?
Yeah, if they want to really depopulate the world, here's the key right here, man.
I know, absolutely. I just want it for your benefit, for you can get rid of yourself.
I know, right? It'll make me so happy. I'll be so not having to feel life. It'll be so cool.
Nah, I'm just joking. I'll let Michael Benjamin.
Are the pods your only option?
I'm just joking too. Yeah, me too. What'd you say, Chester?
Are the pods your only option? Can I take the option where like somebody sits in my face until I just like asphyxiate?
You would think that would be allowed, but no. The pods are the only option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I want more option. Listen to some like Alanis Morissette in a pod while I slowly die. It sounds alright, but like I don't know. I want some more options than that.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Dude, Alanis Morissette is a solid choice. I wouldn't mind fucking dying with her.
Right? So, hey, in the Kevin Smith universe, she is God.
She's a babe. She is God. Dude, I recently watched... Do you guys have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
I recently watched, like, the behind-the-scenes of making the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Dude,
yeah.
Kevin Smith's my favorite, man. He's such a fucking good dude. He reminds me of you, Chester.
So you said that, like, in the pod you can, like, watch TV, right? Like, yeah. Did you have hardcore porn on?
Sure. You get one last jerk off before you... They say you get sealed in a bag, and then, like, when you're, like, finally done and everything like that. So, I mean, they wouldn't have to touch you.
Oh, I suppose that would be alright, then.
But if they're gassing you, you wouldn't really be able to complete, would you?
Well, they say it takes, like,
suck if you couldn't into completion.
You guys need 15 or 20 minutes to complete? What the fuck?
I only need a couple minutes to complete, so...
Unless you have that pressure, like, where you're like, oh, man, I only have, like, 10 minutes to live, like, gotta complete. Like, I don't know, like, that's a lot of pressure, like, to put on your mind and your dick.
Okay, I'm not trying to totally change subjects, but I'm leaning towards it since you guys are talking more about sex. Have you, guys ever had a sex dream with someone in real life that you've not really ever thought of that way, and you've only met them like once or twice or something like that, and you didn't know what the fuck to think of that?
Dude, yeah, I do that all the time with people's moms.
Dude, that's funny because I was just gonna say that I had a sex dream last night about an old lady. I didn't recognize her or anything, but yeah, this old lady was wanting to bag me and like the pussy and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, and that's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Give us some like context with that. What was your recent one, Michael?
It was like a few nights ago. I didn't know what to think of it. All I wanted to do was get back in the dream though. I remember waking up and thinking that was so vivid. Like it was kind of hard to sometimes make out their face. I hate that when you can't make out their faces in the dreams.
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember it was so, like, besides the face, everything else was so vivid, like the body and the movements and the feeling and everything. And the shittiest part was I didn't get to complete, so that was bullshit. But it was still fun, and I was like, but where did that come from? I've only seen that person, like, once or something in my life, and I'm like, why would I have that? And it's not even someone I really think is all that attractive either. I'm just like, this chick doesn't even do it for me in real life, but I fall asleep, and then you start going at it.
What doesn't do it for you in real life? Was she white?
She was, yes.
Okay.
But her face wasn't very pretty at all. Her body was amazing, but her face was just really off-putting. Well, not really off-putting. She wasn't technically ugly by any means, but she just wasn't someone I would be like, oh yeah, she's fucking Selma Hayek or something.
Well, you're a racist, though. You don't like white people. Like, you identify as a black person, right?
I identify as an earthling.
Oh.
But I still hate whites.
Okay, cool. Right on. I mean, I knew you didn't identify as something or other. I wasn't sure what it was. But yeah, man, I get it.
It is, or is it like a secret, or?
Oh, I don't know their name. I've just seen them before.
But was it that chick that was like talking shit about you at the bar that one time and it led to a fight?
Oh man, I wish it was her. That would have been the best sleep sex ever.
Hell yeah. She's hot.
It's like a little revenge sex, like you're getting in your dream.
Exactly. That's why it was so gratifying.
You know why he didn't want to remember it? Because, like, as it was unfolding, she turned around and it was Patty Dry spells. Oh!
Yes. Did she call you a bloke?
Bloke?
and then she threw all kinds of hammers at me, which I didn't understand that at all. Or any axes, not hammers.
And then as you pulled her panties down to eat her pussy, it turned out it was a fucking dong and it slapped you across the forehead.
And that's what I knew what the axes were for.
The old tranny surprise.
Tranny surprise.
I don't know, dude. It was just so... I really was kind of disappointed, though, when I did wake up. And I was like, I looked down, I'm like, I didn't come? I'm like, damn it, what the hell? Especially because I was, like, in that sleep moment. I just remember so vividly, like, feeling I don't know, you guys both know, like, the feeling of how it feels when that pussy's, like, grabbing on your dick and you don't know, any other feeling. No other feeling is greater. And you're just like, yes, just take my dick, take it now. And, yeah.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, I get it, man, I get it. That shit just, like...
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Grabs around you like a fucking octopus.
Yeah.
Sucks the life out of your dong.
Yeah.
And all you can think of is the scream guy party.
That's what I don't complete. I'm like, oh, I get it now.
So, I mean, when you wake up from a dream like that, do you at least jerk off?
I felt like I was not able to. Like, I didn't try. I got up all pissed off, like, walking around the house, like, what the fuck? What do I do now? I didn't know what to do. I drank a glass of water, tried to go back to sleep and see if it would happen again. I couldn't get back into it.
Did you wake up with a boner?
Oh, yeah. It was the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. When I wake up, like, and I've got that before, too, where I'm, like, getting close to, like, getting there with a sex dream, and, like, I wake up with a boner, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, if I was in the right setting, jerk off.
I think maybe it's that we're so grown up now that we can't have them anymore, because we only could have them back when we were younger, when we were more primitive and, like, trying to make sure we didn't pee the bed, So we would feel that urge to something's coming out of us that we would quickly go, I'm not peeing the bed, So now we're always on our instincts.
Oh, I've got a guy that still pees the bed. His name is Whack Hammerson.
Oh, I didn't say I don't pee the bed. I'm just saying I don't like doing it.
Yeah, it's never fun cleaning up
Sometimes you
all
gotta get
that.
out the rubber sheet.
Or the tarp.
Yeah. You sleep outside, motherfucker.
Yeah, you sleep in a can, dude. They dump that shit once a week, so if you piss and shit in the motherfucker, it don't even matter. Well, fuck, y'all. You guys got anything else you want to hit on before we wrap this bitch up?
I don't think so. I was trying to think of some things I thought I had, but I don't remember.
I mean, I have some things, but, I mean, we're probably about over an hour now, right?
Yeah, we're about at an hour. And it would go a lot better if we were all in person.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to them then.
Yeah, hold on to them. Write them down. And yeah, I mean, we'll all reconvene. We'll meet up again next week. Or, I mean, if you guys are up for it and can make it. Chester, what day? You're going back to work next week, right?
Yeah.
Are you still off Thursdays and Fridays?
Yeah.
I don't know how you'll feel after your first week back, but if you're feeling up for it, dude, let me know Thursday. I mean, I can stop over. I don't know if Michael can make it, but yeah, man, just let us know.
Yeah, I'll try.
It goes a lot better in person.
Definitely.
And Boozeheads, and thank you for still tuning in to this wonderful fucking disaster. But as we wrap this up, Chester, do you have anything you want to fucking say?
Fucking vote Chester 2020.
Chester 2020, motherfuckers! Yeah! Yeah, let's change the country for the better. Alright, MB, what about you, man? You got anything you want to let the Boozeheads know?
Other than that sounds pretty damn good to me. Chester 2020, baby.
Chester 2020. And on
I'm
that...
like fucking Dick Cheney with the heart issues.
Yeah, but dude, you're gonna live forever. You got Baloney Man on your side.
You're like anti-Dick Cheney, though, with the heart issues. You're definitely not him, though. Unless you're going to start like a penguin.
Time will tell.
So on that note, Boozeheads, remember, vote Chester 2020. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and keep downloading the pods. Tell your friends, and let's keep partying into the new year. And until the next episode, go party!